Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Matthew and Carlin channel. Today, we are covering the lifelong lies of the feminist movement. I know technically we already did this somewhat before in a previous episode, but now that we're fully monetized, I thought we'd go over again in a little bit more details. So, we're going to start off with the ones that I know you guys get a lot of attention. The lies around sex. Number one, the feminist movement clearly says men only want one thing, which is, eh, you know, sex. Well, these men you're talking to are not gay. If the only non-gay thing you are offering to bring into their lives happens to be your looks and your vagina, which is literally what every woman on the entire planet literally possesses, then yeah, what do you think is going to happen? I mean, he's not going to put a ring on your finger. He will see you as just an orgasm. That's not him being sexist. That's just the nature of what it is you are offering. Which goes us to lie number two. Feminists say sex is a man's reward for being a good boy or a good doggy, yada yada yada. Your marriage contract, which is a legally binding document, ladies, that you sign on your own free will, makes it perfectly clear that during the time you are married, everything the two of you possess and everything the two of you are, your bodies are no exceptions to this, belongs to your partner and vice versa. Your marriage contract also makes it perfectly clear that during the time when you're married, you are supposed to be there for your partner in sickness and in health, for better or for worse, through good times and bad times. There is no exceptions to this for when one of you is feeling sexual and the other is not. If you are a full-grown adult woman and you are not mentally capable of handling that reality of marriage, guess what, ladies? Marriage is not for you. Now let's go on to lie number three. Feminists very often say that legal consent, or just consent in general, is whatever a woman says it is based on her feelings at the time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the law disagrees with you on that one. I'm pretty sure it does. Last time I checked, and any lawyers should correct me if I'm wrong, but last time I checked, if the woman is completely sober, if she is of legal age, and she did not articulate the word no at the time, then guess what? By law, that means the woman did in fact give legal consent, and under no circumstances is she permitted to try to take it back for reasons like, oh, I want to make a quick buck, or I don't want to be caught cheating on my boyfriend, or something like that. Another lie that the feminist movement promotes is women are the prize. Okay, let's be honest here, everybody. Who values marriage a lot more? Is it men or women? Kind of answer. The answer is women. Us men, we really don't care either way as long as we get what we want. We really don't. The reason why for this is because a wedding, as we all know, since it's very heavily is focused on the bride, is pretty much like a graduation ceremony. which is it's the acknowledgement of a woman making an enormously huge achievement and convincing someone like a man, hey, you're valuable enough to me to want me to invest my entire life in you. You really are. Hence the reason why when a woman decides to have a single wedding and marry herself, honestly, I don't really consider it a real marriage. In fact, I wouldn't even attend that, something like that, even if I was invited. Because you're literally just spending so much of a small fortune of your own life savings just to play dress up. Yeah, I'll be honest with you guys. I remember when used to do that when I was a kid. Yeah, I grew out of it. Which leads us to another lie that the feminist movement gladly portrays, which is a single marriage is a real marriage. It's not. I'm pretty sure your government will make that very clear that it's not a real marriage. There are no tax benefits out of it whatsoever. I'm pretty sure every religion on the planet will say it is not a real marriage either. You are literally just spending so much of your own hard-earned money just to play dress up. You really are. Another lie that the feminist movement promotes is they say that narrative that men are the gatekeepers to marriage, women are the gatekeepers to sex, is sexist. It's not. It really isn't. Let's face it, ladies, like we said before, marriage is more important to you than it is to a man. But you cannot force a man to invest in something like that with you against his will. Since it's more important to you than it is to a man, you have to convince the man that, hey, marrying you is a good idea. Which leads us to our next lie. Feminist says, woman is the prize. Okay, ladies, let's be honest here. Since the dawn of mankind, woman has never fought with man, has never competed with a man for the for. Let me backtrack. Since the dawn of mankind, woman has never competed with man to gain the ring from a man or the man's hand in marriage. That makes no sense. In reality, you've been competing with your fellow women. You have. And to the victor goes the prize, aka the man. And you win that prize by offering something to the man's life that he does not already have, that he can't get from any other woman on the entire planet, and that he will actually be genuinely interested in. That's the reason why single women keep other women single. Because your fellow single women are not just your friends, I guess, if you want to put it that way. They are your competition. If you think that man is an eligible bachelor, then there are bound to be thousands of other women worldwide who think the same thing. Another lie that the feminist movement promotes is that the feminist movement promotes the biblical quote on how a woman needs to be submissive to the man's leadership is misogynist and patriarchal. Ladies, I got news for you. A man works hard for all those resources for the purpose of enjoying them. He does not work so hard for all those resources just so he can freely hand them over to any woman who crosses path. Also, think about it, when a man works, the reason why that man works hard for all those resources and how he's been successful in gaining them is because he's very good at making good investments. So he's not going to willing to be wanting to marry a woman who is not a good investment to his life, or a woman who will give him a headache. The more resources the man has, the less leverage the woman has over that man. That's a clear and cut and dry fact. Another lie that the feminist movement promotes is that they say passport bros like myself, who decided to get away from overseas, are dusty old men who can't get a real woman. Do I look like a dusty old man to you? I got news for you, I'm not. I mean, yeah, I'm 36, but I don't consider that to be a dusty old man or a broke man either. Because let's face it, do you know how much money a plane ticket to the Philippines cost? If I was broke, do you really think I could afford something like that? No. Another lie that the feminist movement promotes is men and women want the exact same thing. Okay, ladies, when was the last time you ever saw a man who was romantically or sexually attracted to a woman's financial position? I'll give you one. Julius Caesar and Nefertiti. And guess what? That marriage ended as fast as it began and literally took the entirety of the Roman Empire along with it. Oh, sorry, I'll just ignore that. I'll be right back. Oh, I got the worst timing. Sorry about that. Someone was calling me. Lie. And let me see. What's the next lie? But yeah, that's pretty much about it. Well, Colleen's calling me, so I better go take that. But yeah. Oh, wait. One more lie I want to promote to the feminist movement is keeps constantly promoting. Feminists say we don't need men anymore. Okay, let's be honest here. Your buildings are built by men. Your roads are paved by men. Your sewer system is managed by men. I do not see that many women applying for these jobs. Guess what? Without men, you ladies would die. Men literally built the world. Which leads us to our next slide. Feminist says that, hey, because we give birth to men, they owe us something for that. Yeah, so that really happens with every single human being on the entire planet. You cannot give birth to anything without a man's seed. Also, the only thing that argument really proves is you need men for survival where men need you to reproduce. That's the only thing that argument really does prove. Oh, another thing that feminists say is that men need to be protectors and providers, but they can't ask anything from women in return. They can't ask us to be submissive. For them to be submissive, if they do, that's misogynist and patriarchal. Yeah, I hate to break this to you, madam, but how do you expect a man to be a protector and a provider for you if you're not going to let him lead? Like, how? You want the man to be the leader of a relationship. How do you expect him to prove that, to do that, if you won't let the man lead? Like, how do you expect him to do that? Which goes us to the next slide. Feminists say that it's possible for a man to be a protector and provider and not expect a woman to be submissive. It's not. In order for a man to be a protector and provider, you have to let him lead. There's just no real way around that. There really isn't. Well, that's all we got time for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to